double point.
What is up, crypto fam? Welcome back to Sin City Crypto. We are coming at you live from Global Studios in Sin City, Nevada. I am one of your co-hosts here, David. And before we get into the content, quick disclaimer: we are not financial advisors. Do not take anything we say as financial advice. Do your own research. With that being said, let's meet the newly touted Robin Klein. What's up? I was trying to think of some funny and messed up to say, but nothing came to my head. So that's right.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, boring, and stale information, package it up, fun and sexy way, just like your boy here. Also, do want to give a quick shout-out to Global Media. They help us broadcast to other channels than just YouTube. And then we're a young and growing channel. Grow with us.
Yeah.
If you like the content, hit the like button. If you don't want to miss anything, hit the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, because we growing, baby. Also, we don't just do live streams here. We do deep dives. This is the live stream, though. Check out the deep dive. David.
Yes.
Hey, Pasa.
What's up? Sean, what's going on, my friend? Welcome back. We are just heating up. We'll put the oven on 400. We're just waiting for it to get to 400 before we come at you with the heat. So markets are a little choppy today. Bitcoin, good news is, hasn't dipped below 41,000. Robin, where are we going? We still going to 70? January?
Why you keep bringing up this 70, bro?
Because I gotta.
That's old news, bro.
I gotta.
Look, things have changed.
What's up, Stereo 2?
Things have changed. And with that said, I'm not going to keep saying it every show, but I'm just going to say it every show. We are going to have a bullish end of January. I'm very excited to see where the crypto space is going.
Say it one more time.
I'm going to say it one more time. We're going to have a very bullish end of January. And I'm excited. It's right around the corner. I think after we
sound too excited. You sound like you kind of dug yourself a hole with your prediction, and now you're just trying
Look
to...
here, man. My prediction is bullish.
Duh.
The actual numbers.
Bullshit or bullish?
The physical numbers. Yeah,
my prediction is bullshit. I mean,
those may be off. I can't predict the exact price, but I can tell you what's going to happen in its entirety, in the whole. So yeah, I'm feeling really juicy. We got a really amazing show today. We got some big XRP news in the pipeline. Some big adoption of Bitcoin for some large countries here. So really excited about that as well. So the space is looking juicy, my dude. I'm excited.
You can't use my word. Juicy is my word.
Okay, this space is looking moist, my dude.
There you go.
And really excited to see where we're going. So I got a lot of cool info. Once again, if you're new to the channel, you want us to take a look at anything, let us know. We'd be glad to review any projects. And also, we do appreciate people that are active in the chat. Communicate with us. We like to keep this a Vegas party. So,
yeah.
David,
you ready?
Yeah. What's in store for today?
So, first we're doing a hot take. Then we're doing our talking points. We're going to do our market analysis. And then, before the market analysis, we're going to introduce a brand new skit, first time, called Blockchain Parlay. Right along the lines of Sin City and Vegas and gambling. Me and Robin both like to gamble. And here we're going to be gambling with Cryptocurrency Project. So, we'll tell you all about that when he gets to there. But first, let us start with our first segment, Muy Caliente.
It's hot.
Ooh, that's hot, baby.
See. All right. So for the hot take today, what is more important to a project? The community or the utility? Robin, I'll let you go first on this one.
Good question. Oh no, that's not the right one just yet. So what is juicier? What is more moist?
Stop using my word, man.
What is more moist? What's sexier? I am gonna go with utility.
Of course you are.
I mean, community is great and all. Community tokens have proven that without any utility, the community can single-handedly raise up a project, regardless of how insignificant it is for the financial space, for the industrial and technical revolution that we are currently going through, from the transition of the old financial system to the new one. Community, thank you for supporting projects that do nothing. Community, thank you for getting behind and pumping a coin that doesn't do a damn thing. But let's be real. Why am I in this space? Why are you in this space? Because you see the potential. You see the progress that the world is making when it comes from getting rid of these old systems that tax the shit out of you with fees and just delay of time, the time it takes for wire transfers to go through, the time it takes for you to walk into Walmart and walk into a Western Union to send somebody back at home, a loved one, some money just to have them wait for 2 days. Shit don't make no damn sense. And there's a remedy for this. There's a resolution, and it's blockchain technology. And the thing that is the most beautiful thing,
The beautifulest
thing about blockchain technology is its utility. It's about the technology, the code, everything, all the possibilities, the smart contracts, the big partnerships from blockchain to traditional finance, from big corporate company to the average mom sitting in Mexico that her son is sending her money that makes it cheaper and faster. This is what I'm passionate about. And I'm not saying that the community is irrelevant, but let's not lose focus on what makes these projects work. Let's not lose focus on the engine that drives this technology. Let's not lose focus on why this crypto channel is going to be the most successful channel in the world.
Because of their community. Because of their community. That is why this crypto channel and every project will succeed because of the community.
But this channel wouldn't succeed without the technology, the cameras, the microphones,
I don't give
the lighting,
a shit
the screen,
how much
the
lighting
YouTube.
and how much studio equipment you have. If you don't have a community, it doesn't mean shit. We can have the best utility on this channel. We can do giveaways. We can do merchandise. We can do anything. But if there's no community, it doesn't fucking matter. Same thing with crypto projects. If you don't have a community that is willing to back you from the beginning, whether that be investors, whether that be token holders, it doesn't matter what kind of utility you have. No community equals failed project. You can have the best utility in the world, but if no one's using it, what's the point? That's why you're wrong, Robin. The answer to this question, the most important thing to the success of a project is their community.
Why do you always have to list everything as right and wrong? You know, you can have Democrats and Republicans, and they scream at each other all day long about you're wrong, you're wrong. Have you ever thought of the possibility that both answers, both situations, or both outcomes
I feel like
are dependent on one another? Just like
you have such a hard time.
Just like when you
reading
say
and
gun regulation,
the question.
Gun regulation for one thing. They're like, no, this is wrong. They want to take away your guns, and they're like, no, well, you're wrong. You want to give everybody bazookas, and then like this is over dramatization, man. Just meet in the middle, okay? I understand.
What does that
community is needed.
What's the question? What's more important? I'm not saying what makes a project go. It's both. But what is more important?
But this is what I'm saying.
The success of a project.
We always end up arguing, and you always trying to sit here and lampoon somebody and say you're wrong when there's actually no answer key. There's no right answer key. There is no answer key.
Community.
It's no.
No.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah, you're wrong.
It's like saying, is this person the greatest player of all time? And you're like, well, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Because there's
facts
that back it up.
You're wrong. Like, get out of here.
Okay.
Bro.
Look at the number 13 cryptocurrency by market cap. How did it get to where it is today?
Yeah, well, why
look
don't
at the number 11 cryptocurrency. How did it get
Why don't you look at the 1 through 13 with omitting 11 and 13? The other 90% of the tokens, how did they get there?
They don't have a community.
And then these guys just piggybacked in and then just fucking took a free ride. The technology got built out. The utility got built out. And then these guys just came along for the ride and swooped in and took advantage of people that had no knowledge of what they were investing in. And the majority of the SHIB community and majority of the Doge community doesn't truly understand how blockchain technology works.
What?
They don't
Whoa,
understand.
whoa.
And if they did,
what
they would
did you
invest
say?
in something that has a use
Hold
case,
on.
bro.
Did you just say that Doge and SHIB investors don't even know what blockchain is?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. If you're watching this and you're a Doge,
No, I'm saying they don't truly understand.
based
'Cause
off
if you
of
truly
what? Based off of
understand,
what?
you would
What
understand.
facts support that statement? What facts support that statement? Waiting.
Look here, bro.
Yeah, my point exactly. You have nothing.
You try to put me in a corner and be like, well, give me facts. There's no. The fact is there is a big community.
You make
the
a
fact
statement
is,
saying
is
that
there's a lot of money invested in it. And the fact is that there is backing, and the fact is that it is a blockchain technology. It does work, but also you got to keep an open mind and realize that the technology is changing the space that we live in. It's changing the financial institutions. It's changing everything from top to bottom. Everything, all the wealth is transferring over from old infrastructure to new infrastructure. And the new infrastructure is this beautiful code that efficiently works and changes the way the market and the world uses money. And SHIB and Doge don't change shit. They don't. What did they change?
What did they change? We're literally going over an article today.
Tell me what Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu.
You can't even say
Dogecoin. How is it changing the world? Tell me.
What do you mean? How is it changing
Tell me.
the world?
Like I could tell you how Ethereum's changing the world. I could tell you how Bitcoin's changing the world. I could tell you how Aave's changing the world. I could tell me how the fuck Shiba Inu is changing the world. How is it making people's lives better other than making somebody money from buying in early? Give me one example. One fucking example, David.
Swap.
How is that changing the world? Tell me how Shiba Swap is changing the world.
You can pay less fees to be able to swap tokens on the Shiba Swap.
Congratulations. You can also do the same with fucking Looper and get out of here, man.
You're
One
right.
example. One example, David.
The question was,
I'm just telling you. Give me one example. You're saying it's so important to our space. Just give me one example, David. One example of how it's changing the world.
listen to me. You want to hear one example of changing the world? It's bringing new people who would have never gotten into crypto into the crypto space, and thus they are learning about.
And then they're moving to other projects that do shit.
So
you're exactly.
So what?
Okay,
You're telling me. Wait, you're telling me when you held Shiba Inu, right? You never bought any other project?
Okay. So if your answer to the question, how it's changing the world, is that it's bringing an unexperienced investor in to invest in projects that have better utility?
I'm saying it.
That's what you're saying, right?
It's bringing people to our space. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
And then they're investing in other projects that have better utility.
Well, no shit, because
there it is.
It's not about not having better utility. It's about, you can't explain to a newbie, hey, Ethereum's a smart contract. It does dApps, does an NFT marketplace, blah, blah, blah. It's going to go over their fucking head. You bring them in, you say, hey, listen, there's this coin that launched. It's got a great community. They plan on having utility in the future, blah, 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 blah. Okay, great. Let me put some money into it. Let me join the community. And they're in the community. Then they start learning. They meet people. They start asking questions. Oh, this is pretty cool. Let me learn about Ethereum. Let me learn about this. And then naturally, yes, they will start putting more money in other projects. But the important thing is bringing people in and making them understand. Cryptocurrency is not something you can pick up right away. It takes time. You have to read, study, learn. It goes over a lot of people's heads. Have you tried to explain blockchain to someone who has no idea about crypto? Robin?
If I'm going to explain blockchain, I'm just going to explain Bitcoin.
But I'm saying, how do those conversations
it has the simplest utility.
How many times you sit there and explain to someone, oh, hey, what is blockchain? Blah, 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 and you literally see it go right over their head.
Let's move on.
Because you know I'm right. All right. Video. We got a video clip for you guys. So our daddy.
Talking points.
Our dad. Well, video first. Let's go video first and then talking points. So, our daddy, Michael Saylor, was back on a world-renowned news channel. What is it called? Nightly Crypto in America? Crypto Nightly in America?
Great, yeah. So it's CNBC.
CNBC. Yeah.
CNBC has launched a crypto segment on their show. So they have a crypto analyst. They have a crypto dedicated show where they bring in guests, very similar to what you see on YouTube for other channels. Very interesting to see who they have leading the questions there. But anyways, we're gonna roll the video. We always love Michael Saylor. It's always a great time. He is the biggest Bitcoin maxi. Not only does he hype it up with words, but he also follows it up with
Money.
tons of money. He is the second largest, or at least MicroStrategy is the second largest holder of Bitcoin behind Grayscale. And I would assume that they're going to pass Grayscale here in the future because they are not diversified in other projects like Grayscale is. They are all in 100% behind Bitcoin, and all of their assets and all of their money on hand has gone to Bitcoin as well. Either way, without further ado, give it up for Michael Saylor.
On Bitcoin, we just heard from Sam Bankman-Fried, who is welcoming regulation, starting, hopefully, he says, out of the U.S. this year. Is that your feeling, or do you worry that regulators could ultimately regulate it out of existence? China, for instance, banning Bitcoin mining.
No, I think actually regulation and clarity is going to be great for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is universally acknowledged as digital property. It's common property. All the question marks are around currencies and securities and platforms and exchanges. One thing that's clear is everybody on Earth wants to own property. And if you live in Africa or South America or Asia, what property would you rather own than Bitcoin? So, you know, the regulatory clarity is going to accelerate institutional adoption of Bitcoin, and you're going to see large flows of capital into the asset class as this continues.
But here's the difference with Bitcoin and property, Michael. Property, you can value it. You can see the location and the neighbors and what it's worth. How do you know, how can one determine what Bitcoin is worth? There's no balance sheet, and it really hasn't been a long-term proven asset.
If you lived in Zimbabwe, what piece of property would you rather own than Bitcoin? If you lived in Argentina and there's an 80% inflation rate, what piece of property would you rather own than Bitcoin?
Well, maybe the U.S. dollar.
Actually not. The U.S. dollar is losing 20% of its value a year, and Bitcoin's going up in value every year. So the real important thing to note about Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is a global monetary asset, which means everybody on Earth is going to have a need for that property. And it's a scarce, desirable asset. Currencies are designed to lose value. And, you know, the dollar is the strongest currency. But if you look at the lira or take the Argentine peso, the blue dollar rate hit 209 today. It was 15 about 4 years ago. So you can't save your money in a currency. You have to actually invest in a property. And for 3/4 of the world, they can't buy the S&P index. So it's not an academic question of whether or not you buy stocks or you buy Bitcoin. You can't buy, you know, stocks when you live in the middle of Africa or Egypt or Turkey or Lebanon. So really, you need property.
I get it. I get what you're saying about the developing world. Finally, and very quickly, Michael, what do you tell people out there who are now, and this chorus is growing a little bit louder, saying Bitcoin's a bubble, the liquidity from the Fed, that big tide is coming in, and it is proving to be just a speculative investment, and it's popping?
So, very interesting. So I always enjoy listening to Michael Saylor. He loves using move Bitcoin at the speed of light, and it's the strongest monetary asset in the history of humankind. Always entertaining, very well-spoken man as well. I would love to have him on the show one day, and we'll reach out to him. He is on all kinds of YouTube's channels as well, so be glad to have him in here one day. But let's get into. Oh, by the way, and obviously we had a few people in the chat. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please feel free to say something. So my first reaction to this video is going to be the correlation that the lady made, where how does the housing market it derives its price? So she makes a question: where does Bitcoin get its price? Where does Bitcoin get its valuation?
I hear that question a lot.
And then immediately her correlation is that, hey, like you can take the price of a home and it gets its price because of what it's selling for in the neighborhood, what your neighbor sold their house for. And the funniest part about that is exactly the way that she just said that a house gets its price. The neighbor sold his house for this amount of money, and in the neighborhood, the house are usually worth this amount of money. That's how the houses get the price. That's literally the analogy she used. It's the exact same fucking thing for crypto. Bitcoin gets its price because they get the average price of Bitcoin for what it's trading across all of the exchanges. So if your neighbor exchange sells Bitcoin for $50,000 and this exchange sells Bitcoin for $50,000 and this exchange buys Bitcoin for $50,000, Bitcoin's worth $50,000. Same thing for your damn house analogy. If you buy a house for $500,000 and this person sells a house for $500,000 and your neighbor goes to sell a house, how much is his house worth? It's the same damn thing. I don't understand why they're putting Bitcoin in some weird box of like, where do they get the evaluation? The same way gold gets its evaluation. What is it trading for? The same way that dollar gets its valuation. What is a dollar trading for? How many euros can I get for a dollar? That's how the dollar gets its valuation. It's an average of all of the trade for that asset. It's the same for Bitcoin. It's an average of all of the platforms that are trading Bitcoin. So it's all
about what someone is willing to buy or someone's willing to spend for it. If no one buys Bitcoin and the price tanks, okay, but same could be said for like what Robbins just said, houses. If 10 houses on your street sell for 100,000 under what you thought you were going to get, well, guess what? Your house is going to sell for 100,000 less than what you thought you were going to get. So it's literally just simple economics. Yeah.
And she also said,
"Man, what is someone willing to pay? What is someone willing to take for it?"
So she also referenced, why not keep your money in a stable asset like the dollar when and then Michael.
It should be fucking illegal to use stable and dollar in the same sentence. Yeah,
unless it's stable coin. Unless it's stable coin.
Go ahead. That's all I have to say.
No, it's funny. And then she referenced the. I don't know if you caught it there, but she also referenced that. So Michael Saylor said, "Well, you could keep it." He's like, "Not true. If you keep it in a dollar, you're losing your purchasing power due to inflation, about 20% a year." And then she was like, "No, 6%." Now, 6% is the CPI, which is the government's number. That's
and it doesn't take into account the two most volatile sectors, by the way.
And so that's a sugar-coated answer. If you look at the prices of goods here, and at least in America, in the last year, they have went up more than 6%. Gas has not went up 6%. Gas has went up 50%. The price of an apartment did not go up 6%. The price of a house did not go up 6%. The price of the S&P 500 didn't go up 6%. So everything that you typically purchase, food, everything, with the exception of maybe your electric bill, has went up way more than 6%. So probably more or less, if we're going to get down into the inflation rabbit hole, we just had the inflation numbers come out yesterday, which is probably the reason that it stifled Bitcoin's pump. So if you're wondering why did Bitcoin, it was looking good. It was at 40,000 and got to 42, 43. Looked like it was about to get to 44 and then it pulled back. Boom. The CPI for December compared to the year before had went down, or went up, excuse me, up 7 point something percent, which also we saw a big sell off on tech stocks, and the Dow Jones also went down as well. So it just shows you that Bitcoin and the stock market are pretty correlated, and so.
And I love the fact that Michael Saylor said that regulation is going to be great for Bitcoin. We've been talking about this all the time. People talk about regulation and people get scared and then they go and they flood the market with sell orders. You should be thinking the opposite. Regulation is great for Bitcoin and for the cryptocurrency market in general. It's just, is it going to be regulation that makes sense or some bullshit regulation where they try to think they know what they're doing and just damper the market and innovation moving forward. So the more regulation we see, the better regulation, we're going to get the institutional money, which will pump up the price of Bitcoin. That's literally what we're waiting for Bitcoin to skyrocket in the 6 figures. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and roll right into our next segment, the talking points. All right, so we got a few articles for you guys today. The first one we're going to pull up is Rio de Janeiro, which is the capital of the largest economy in South America, Brazil, to invest 1% of its treasury in Bitcoin. Some key takeaways from this article. Rio de Janeiro intends to invest 1% of its treasury reserves in Bitcoin, the mayor said Thursday. They want to also introduce plans for additional discounts for any property taxes that are paid in Bitcoin. So if you are willing to pay your property taxes in Bitcoin, the city will take it. And on top of that, they will give you a discount. They are going to be the first Brazilian city to hold crypto in its treasury. So Brazil was the next big country that had the best chance of adopting or making Bitcoin legal tender. And it started here, even though it's not the country as a whole, but it is the largest city in Brazil, which also happens to be the capital, Rio de Janeiro. Robin, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, in case you didn't know, your boy here, he also speaks Portuguese.
Say something.
I do speak the Brazilian native language. So let me tell you a little something.
Sensei's back. Before you start, Crypto Sensei, welcome back, my friend.
Welcome back, brother.
We missed you.
So I do hold a spot in my heart for Brazil. They are the largest economy in South America, and we do realize, if not by now, you should realize that South America is most progressive continent when it comes to the adoption of cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. There has been rumors going around that Brazil will, or perhaps will, adopt Bitcoin as far as legal tender. And lo and behold, the largest city in Brazil, the capital, the place that is known for that big, beautiful statue. What's the name of that statue? The Jesus statue.
Jesus or the Redeemer?
Jesus, yeah, there we go.
Something the Redeemer. Christ the Redeemer. Christ the Redeemer.
So it's really big news. 1% is huge for an economy the size of Rio de Janeiro, one of the famous cities around the world, one of the 14 wonders. And
the 14 wonders.
Yeah, it used to be 7. We've inflated to 14. So
100% inflation rate.
So yeah, it's good. And the economy there, at least the currency of Brazil, has seen some pretty ugly inflation as well. So it is a remedy for the people there. But I think this is a precursor to the nation adopting Bitcoin. I think it might be like they're dipping their toe in there. So just to keep in mind, they are a democracy. They're not an autocratic system. So in comparison to like El Salvador, where you can just have one man that makes the decision for the country, laws do have to get passed through a democratic fashion. So the adoption of Bitcoin has to come in stages. And I think this is the first domino to fall.
So reading from the article, so Rio, following Miami's footsteps, they want to become the next technological and cryptocurrency hub in South America. And I want to read a direct quote from the article. Rio de Janeiro has everything it takes to become the tech capital of South America. Events like the Rio Innovation Week come to strengthen the city's image as a perfect place to work, live, and innovate. And also, typically now, property taxes, residents are getting a 7% discount. But if you pay in Bitcoin, you will now get a 10% discount. So, Robin, would that be enough? Would a 10% discount be enough for you to pay in Bitcoin? Or would you rather hodl your Bitcoin?
I mean, okay, let's put it this way. If I was a citizen of Brazil, and I think I would rather keep my assets in Bitcoin because the inflation is a lot more aggressive in Brazil than it is here in the United States. So I would rather keep my assets in Bitcoin if the payment rails for Bitcoin is there. What's the point in keeping your money in that currency if you risk devaluing it over the short term? I don't see so much. Like, I'm not gonna go and close my checking account here in the United States for the fear of inflation. I get it. Inflation's real. My savings, my portfolio, I keep in crypto. However, I do keep my assets, my liquid assets, my spending cash. I keep that in a checking account. I don't know if I would do that in Brazil or in Argentina or something like that. I think your risk of losing your liquidity or the value of your spending money you have on hand can be pretty high. So I'd feel more comfortable spending Bitcoin on a day-to-day transaction, but only in an economy like that has issues. Here in the United States, I don't really.
Our economy's definitely got issues.
So it does. Like here's the thing: if all of a sudden everybody took Bitcoin, I still think I would keep my checking account. And I'm not saying I wouldn't use the payment rails here in the United States, but I feel comfortable that I'm not going to all of a sudden lose 90% of my value in my checking account over the course of 3 months. Yeah. And that's something that happens if there's some kind of some big riot or revolution. I mean, take a look at what happened to Turkey. I mean, if you had your money in their national currency, like
isn't it like 70%?
Yeah, it's year to year. I think that they've lost over like 2,000% in the last like 4 years or something.
Insane.
So yeah, if you had your savings, if you worked all your life, and in some of these countries, if you worked all your life and you just kept saving, some of these people just saw what they saved over the course of 20, 30 years that could potentially buy them a house when they started saving. Now can buy them a loaf of bread. That's not an exaggeration. That's real world issues, and that's something that the Bitcoin does fix. So, yeah.
So before I move on to the next article, we do have 8 people in the chat. If it's your first time here at Sin City Crypto, drop a hello. We'd love to give you a shout out on the channel. Also, make sure you like and subscribe to the video so YouTube brings more people into the chat so we can have a Vegas party, baby.
Vegas party.
So our next article, we're going to move on to some Ripple news. Judge says Ripple can access emails about SEC Ethereum speech. Now, in brief, the ruling found the SEC could not claim privilege over a key speech related to Ethereum. This decision could help Ripple make the case that XRP is not a security. So this is huge news. If they get a hold of this, and it says in there, the SEC says, no, Ethereum's not a security, well, then Ripple's case is essentially becomes open.
So what was said in the speech here essentially was that there was the former SEC, the head of SEC, the what is it, commissioner? What's the name of the
Gary Gensler?
No, before him. What's his position?
Gary, whose position?
The head of SEC? There's a
chairman.
The chairman, yes. Sorry, that was what I was trying. The former chairman of the SEC before Gary Gensler took office went to a dinner. And at this dinner, he got up and spoke. And of course, people that are curious about cryptocurrency had asked him the question about Ethereum being a security. He answered the question during a speech and said that Ethereum was sufficiently decentralized to where it's no longer a security and that it's now a commodity. And that right there doesn't sound very groundbreaking, but think about it.
Oh yeah.
If you are no longer centralized, if you run a protocol and it validates itself, if the nodes do the consensus, if it works on its own, the protocol, you launch it and it's an ecosystem on its own. Think of Bitcoin. Bitcoin got launched and now it's an ecosystem on its own. It does its own thing. The miners just validate. And those are the nodes. The same thing can be said for Ethereum. You have all the miners. It's its own protocol. That's why they have such a hard time upgrading to the 2.0, because it's its own ecosystem that's growing on its own. And for that said, there's no person in charge of Bitcoin. Bitcoin can't get sued. You can't take Bitcoin to court because we understand it's a protocol that lives on the internet and it's its own entity. The same can be said about Ethereum. There is a man that launched Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, but he doesn't control it.
Yeah.
Even Vitalik understands he doesn't have a position of power anymore. All he can do is propose a change and then put it in front of the voters, and then they can even shoot it down if they don't like it. So the same can be said for Ripple. That's where we're getting at. So Ripple is a DeFi network. Ripple is running right now without the control of, XRP is running right now without the control of Ripple. And with the statement by the former chair of the SEC saying that, hey, Ethereum's DeFi, so it's not a security, just cements the fact that they have nothing to stand on.
And not only that, Robin, but the fact that they're trying so hard to have the judge not let them look at that email should tell you something. If you're so hell-bent on not releasing this email, you know that if they release the email, you're going to be in hot water. So if you're an XRP holder, drop a like emoji into the comments and we can give you a pat on the back and we can party together. All right. We are moving on to our very next article. FTX FTX US and Bitstamp USA are working to offer stock trading services. Crypto exchanges are looking for new ways to expand their domains. It seems that the blockchain space is no longer enough. Now, the U.S. subsidiaries of FTX and Bitstamp could be about to start. Who wrote this? Felix Mullen? Come on, man. Double check your writing here, my friend. Could be ready to start offering their customers support for equity trading. So essentially, they are going to be just like Robinhood does. They're going to be offering brokerage services to the equities market, not just cryptocurrency, which is absolutely amazing because I don't know about you guys, but I hate Robinhood. I hate Robin also. I refuse to use their platform after what they did to traders with the whole GameStop and AMC debacle. Screw Robinhood. This is great. You have a exchange like FTX, who's very well known, has a lot of big names behind it, like Tom Brady and all those people. So this is great. Anytime we can integrate Wall Street with crypto with Wall Street, I'm all for it. We need some of that money from the equity markets to come into the crypto space. And I think that when those people do come, and they do have more avenues to be able to custody their crypto and their equities, I think it's only going to be good for our market. So, Robin, what's your take on this?
This is huge. If you're not familiar with Bitstamp, they're a huge top 10 exchange in the world. They're not quite as popular here in the US, but let's not discount the size of their platform. Really big exchange. Also, there's happens to be this news breaking. It also happens to be that Robinhood stock went down recently as well. So
their stock's been going down.
Yeah,
their IPO was so hyped and it just shit the bed.
It took a downward turn after this came out. So just like Robinhood is a stock trading app that got into cryptocurrency, now the opposite is happening. You have a crypto exchange that is now getting into stocks. It's interesting how things work. I think that people prefer the crypto exchanges. They seem to be a little bit more legit, in my opinion, at least, in comparison to Robinhood. So better options here, but also huge news for FTX. So let's not shortchange that. If you are a token holder of FTX, if you use FTX's platform, this is a huge partnership. Technically it is a partnership, but a huge leap forward into expanding their services. So I'm really excited, and I'm excited to see those commercials that FTX is going to have on the Super Bowl as well.
So if you guys remember, FTX had already tried to kind of dabble in the stock market by offering their customers tokenized stocks. But that obviously came under regulatory pressure and they scratched that idea. So this is their second attempt at getting into the equities market and expanding their network and their net worth. So we're moving on to our next article.
Real quick, you said drop a like emoji, and Chef Murder just literally typed like emoji. So, interesting.
Chef Murder, we love you, buddy. But there's a little thumbs up button. Just use that next time, okay? All right. So, next article. $1.5 billion worth of the digital yuan transacted in Beijing last year. Residents in Beijing recorded 9.6 billion yuan, which is worth about 1.5 billion US dollars. That amount in transactions in 2021 after several rounds of coupon-driven promotions. So, do you think these guys were like extreme couponing or what was going on here?
Couponing?
Yeah, that's what it says in the article here.
Is couponing a thing anymore? You know, I used to go to the grocery store and every aisle they had like the coupon rack thing that would be like under the Cheerios or something.
Would you ever date a woman that was like an extreme couponer? Like you'd go to the grocery store and she would have like an entire booklet of coupons and spend about 45 minutes
weird,
at the cash
man.
register.
I would compare the person that has that fanny pack full of coupons. I compare that person to the crazy cat lady.
Well,
like,
look,
they're in the same boat. Like crazy cat lady.
There's nothing wrong with couponing if you need to save money.
I was at the store earlier this week.
Most people that do extreme couponing, like you see the houses like that show on TLC.
They're like hoarders too.
Dude, they have huge houses, so you know they have money, and they go and yeah. So
well, maybe they got their huge house because they saved so much money. Did you ever think about that? No, I went to the store earlier this week and I got some yogurts and there was coupons on the outside, and it was probably the first time I've used a coupon in at least
now they have digital
3 or
coupons.
4 years. It was 3 or 4 years. I got the register. I don't even know what the hell to do with that thing because it's like self checkout thing.
Have
and
digital
yeah. I'm like trying to like stick the coupon and like the money feeder. You know?
We didn't get any training for this the grocery stores. So getting back to the article here. China is aggressively promoting the use of the digital yuan among the general public as part of pilot efforts to test out its use in various payment scenarios. In Beijing alone, 4 state-owned banks airdropped red packets to city residents in December. So, and if you guys didn't know, this is not something new. So China has been developing the yuan since 2014. So they've had an eye on this for quite a while. And I guess they kind of knew in the grand scheme of things that they were going to eventually ban cryptocurrency and Bitcoin because free trade and free markets do not exist in China. It's either their way or the highway. That is literally the definition of communism. So I don't have much else to say on this, Robin. Do you have anything to say before I move on?
No, I know we constantly talk about the CBDC rollout of different countries, and it's coming, and whether or not you like it or not, it is what it is. However, China is probably the most progressive out of all the developed countries.
China.
They're not the first. Don't get it twisted. Actually, you know who the first country was to roll out a CBDC?
Switzerland.
Nope.
Japan.
Nope.
China.
Nope.
USA.
Nope.
Yugoslavia.
Nope.
Okay, just say it.
Jamaica, man.
Jamaica, brother.
Jamaica, my brothers from Jamaica. Stand up, my brothers. Yeah, Jamaica was the first country to roll out the CBDC. But it's coming. China's just got the biggest name behind it. And you know what? It's good for our space. Whether or not you like it or not, it's not ideal.
Good for our space. Why is it good for our space?
Because it's a movement away from the old technology into new one. And whether or not it's decentralized and run by more efficient and cheaper platforms that are more transparent versus the financial, run by these autocratic communist parties that want to control everything and want to know where you're spending your money. Like we can go down that long rabbit hole if you want.
Now, what if, okay, so you're saying this is good for the space, but what if every country decides to say, they see how, right? They say the digital one does really good. And other countries look and say, wow, we want to do that.
That's what's gonna happen.
But
it's not a question of if, it will happen.
But what if they see other cryptocurrencies as a direct competition to their CBDC, and they all decide
exactly what's been happening with the the government and the regulation. That's why FTX and USDC or Circle, that's why they went in front of Congress, was to address the situation. There's this big fear of people using stablecoins. That's why there's all these investigations and pros, because the government and the banks are scared. They're scared that people will take money out of the savings accounts and out of the trackability of the US government, and they're going to move it into a private sector. They're terrified. They're fucking terrified.
But do you see any scenario where you have a majority of these countries that launch their own CBDCs just completely ban crypto?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay. They might ban stablecoins.
I can see that.
That's a possibility. I think heavily democratic countries that have a lot of freedoms, I don't think they'll get there. I don't think they'll ever ban stablecoins here in the US. But I think European Union, the US, handful of other countries will never ban any cryptocurrency. But I mean, I don't know. They pretty much shut down Monero and they shut down XRP, so could be wrong. So
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're not wrong.
That's right.
I hope you're not wrong. Let's move on. Next article. Breaking news. Elon Musk's tweets. Who writes these? Elon Musk's tweets. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. We have these idiots that go on these large local networks like CNN, Fox. They don't even know what the fuck crypto is. Literally, the two of the articles we pulled up, like, you guys get paid to write. Like, do your job.
See, look at my topic banner here. I wrote it correctly. Elon Musk tweets. See the that's your boy. That's your boy's handwriting right there.
The handwriting. Okay.
Right.
Elon Musk tweets: Tesla merch buyable with Dogecoin. And we know that whenever Elon Musk tweets, shit pumps or shit dumps. And look what Doge did today. It's one of the top gainers in the market today. Musk said that Tesla might utilize Dogecoin to acquire various things ranging in price from $50 to $1,900. On Tuesday, he said the electric vehicle manufacturer would accept Dogecoin as payments for things on a trial basis. This is a direct tweet from his Twitter page, Tesla merch buyable with Doge. Are you surprised that it wasn't buyable with Bitcoin and is buyable with Doge?
You know, I'm just going to sidestep that whole question. And I'm going to say, who gives a damn if you can buy Tesla merchandise with Doge? First of all, who in their right mind is buying Tesla merchandise anyways? Have you ever been Christmas shopping? You're like, what should I get my dad?
Like this Tesla
what
shirt.
should I get my dad for Christmas? Let me think. You know what? I'm going to the Tesla dealership, and I'm getting him a really badass keychain. I'm going to go buy a sweater that says Tesla. Nobody gives a damn about your merchandise, Tesla. I'm sorry. Nobody cares. The cars are cool. They're innovative. Might not look so hot from the outside. Kind of a little too futuristic, round shape. But anyway, that's my own personal preference.
Their SUVs are ugly.
But let's just be real. Very progressive, very successful company. I do like competition when it comes to your choices between gas and electric. I think it pushes both sectors forward. It's great innovation, and it's a homegrown product here in the U.S. So we always love a very successful company here out of the U.S. Builds jobs, and it helps solidify our economy as the world leader. With that said, nobody cares about your merchandise, and if you bought and hodled Dogecoin and you go and buy some merchandise with that shit, I'm not surprised. I'll just put it that way.
What does that mean?
I'm just saying.
Why are you shitting? Why are you shitting on the memes today?
Ah, man.
You flat out disrespected the Doge and SHIB community by saying their investors know nothing about blockchain. You're insinuating they're stupid. They're dumb money that just throw money. That's literally what you said. Is that not what you said?
Okay, here we go. I, Robin, also known as your boy Big Rob, would like to formally apologize to the SHIB and Doge community. Earlier, I was antagonized and I was poked by a very aggressive and illegitimate co-host of mine. He brought out the worst side of me, and I took it out on the viewers. Took it out on the Doge community. Took it out on the SHIB community. You have a place in my heart. You will find your way into a real project. Thank you.
Wow. You know, if you know Robin for even 10 seconds, you know he is very stubborn. So for him to come on live show and apologize, I respect that, Robin. And me as part of the SHIB community, speaking for all my SHIBs, my Shibas, we accept your apology. But you say some shit like that again, man, we're going to roast you. You got it? Don't let it happen again. We're moving on to our next article. Jack Dorsey, daddy number 2, says Block, which was formerly Square, is getting into Bitcoin mining. Block wants its yet-to-be-built mining rigs to be cheaper, lower maintenance, and quieter than the current crop of hardware. In October, he said the company was looking into building a mining system, is now putting a team together to build it. And we're officially building an open Bitcoin mining system, he tweeted in response to a thread from General Manager of Hardware Thomas Templeton. So they essentially want this mining rig to be more energy efficient, to not use as much energy, to be quiet, and to not cost a shitload of money. I don't even know if this is possible. Legit. Like Robin's a computer geek, and he literally builds computers from scratch. So do you think it's even possible? Isn't there a specific, very specific type of hardware or software or stuff you need to mine Bitcoin? Will you shed some light on that for us, Robin?
So it's not so much about the hardware. There's no hardware specs. There is no software specs. It's simply the way the Bitcoin mining works is that there is an algorithm. There is a very complex problem that is solved, that is put forward, and it takes a lot of computing power to solve the equation, basically. So just think of a crossword puzzle. You start at page 1, it's easy. You can find the words very easily. But then just imagine a crossword puzzle. Instead of having the one page that is in that little small book, imagine having a crossword puzzle and you're trying to find the word, and the word is across an entire billboard. But all of the letters are still the same size as they were in the book. A lot harder to find it. That's how the Bitcoin network works with mining. The problem gets harder, and it gets harder as you start solving the problem faster. And so the only thing that you need is hash rate. And the hash rate is basically just the term for how fast can you solve the equation. And so doesn't matter how you get there. Doesn't matter what software you use. Doesn't matter what computer you use, what graphics card you use. All that matters is how fast can you solve the equation. And so can you come up with a mining rig that's more efficient? Yeah, sure. Why not? It doesn't matter what equipment you're using. It just matters how fast you can solve the equation and how much hash rate can you produce. And so, yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for that, Robin.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to move on. Guys, if it's your first time in our Sin City Crypto Live, make sure you drop a hello. We'd love to give you a shout out. Let us move on to our last article. Robin's favorite thing to talk about, Shiba Inu. Okay, so let me preface this by saying CoinMarketCap fucking sucks. I hate using them. I used to use them to track my portfolios and prices and all that. They have more bugs than under Robin's mattress in his house. And he's got a lot of bugs. So CoinMarketCap lists 3 wormhole Shiba Inu contract addresses. They listed 3 wormhole Shiba Inu addresses on their official platform. Unfortunately, many Shiba Inu fans mistook the new contract address as being malicious, causing confusion. They did put out a tweet, and then SHIB followed up saying, please be aware that CoinMarketCap has knowingly listed 3 fake contract addresses for SHIB. None of these 3 addresses are valid SHIB addresses and are unsafe to use. A shitload of people lost money because, I don't know about you guys, but Aaron, what's up, my friend? Welcome back, brother. How you doing?
Hola.
So here's the way it works, okay? So you go to CoinMarketCap, especially if it's a small cap coin, and you type the coin. Let's say we do SHIB, especially if you're using a DEX, let's say like Uniswap or PancakeSwap.
You see the new notice at the top?
Please note that the non-ETH contract addresses on this page are wormable or wormhole addresses. So
Can you do the worm? I'm just curious.
I can, but not right now.
Okay.
So you can see here, if it was a small cap project and you couldn't find it on like a Uniswap or whatever, you would go right here and it gives you the contract and you would just click this copy address. Well, if you didn't know about these wormhole addresses and it's your first time and you wanted to buy some SHIB on Uniswap or whatever the case may be, and you copied this, you lost your money because it went to an address that wasn't even SHIB. You didn't get any tokens. You lost your money. So CoinMarketCap, what the hell? What are you guys doing?
Yeah,
I've started using CoinGecko more. This is absolute horseshit.
I don't. Even CoinGecko also has its issues as well. There's been a lot of inconsistencies with CoinMarketCap lately. Just a few weeks ago, a few weeks ago you had. A few weeks ago, everybody became a trillionaire. Any crypto, and then
ranked my wife. She goes, "What? No way! Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yeah, I wish."
Yeah, so I don't know. They need to get their stuff together. And there was a big uproar in the community that relies on CoinMarketCap. So the way oracles work is that they aggregate information and then they feed it into sources that are requesting it. So there's let's take a DeFi wallet, for example. So if you have MetaMask, or say you have Trust, we'll use Trust Wallet as the best example because I know this was affected. So with Trust Wallet, it's a DeFi wallet. So no physical entity or no company controls the wallet. It just runs as an extension on your computer, and it uses an oracle to get data. So the price that you see in your wallet is aggregated by, let's just use an example like Chainlink. And then what they do is they grab prices from websites like this. CoinMarketCap. But they also do get prices from exchanges. And the funny thing is that certain exchanges like Crypto.com, they use CoinMarketCap's price. So when they look, and it's not the fault of the oracle, because the oracle pulls the price from the website, pulls the price from exchanges. But if the exchanges are pulling their information from CoinMarketCap as well, now they're just getting the same information, but just from different sources. And that's why you saw that that wallets were inflated with the price. The exchanges had different wrong prices, and it just goes to show you how one single website, which don't be confused, the website is run by Binance. Binance bought up CoinMarketCap last year, so it's not like they don't have money. But
Robin, wasn't CoinMarketCap also the catalyst for something that happened a few years ago?
Yeah. So supposedly, well, it's not even supposedly. We'll just say coincidentally. The market, so CoinMarketCap took off the South Korean volume or their tokens from the price index of what they were listing. So basically, they removed all of Bitcoin from it, and what it did was it crashed the price of Bitcoin, but it was an artificial crash. They just removed South Korea because South Korea, they have a different trading timeline, so they're always ahead. And there's like this quote that the Korean exchange moves at a different rate. Anyways, they removed that data from CoinMarketCap, and it dropped the price of Bitcoin drastically in one day.
Wasn't it like 25-30%?
This was at the height. This was at the height of the 2017 market, and people got online and they looked at the price and they're like, "Oh shit, Bitcoin's tanking."
Well, not only that,
they started selling. They started selling, and then it caused this freaking snowball, and the price started dropping, and on top of what was listed, and then it just snowballed, and the market crashed, and it never came back. That's how we went into the prolonged bear market. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, here's the thing: something else would have broke the back. It was already overextended. It was parabolic. Any freaking news would have crashed that market at that point. But it just goes to show you what the power of one exchange, or not even exchange, the power of a website that just lists prices have. So I think if there's going to be regulation, like, why don't you start regulating those damn websites, man? Because it's affecting real people.
And not just to your point, Robin, not just that people were going to CoinMarketCap and seeing the price was down. Like Trust Wallet uses CoinMarketCap for prices. So you go in your Trust Wallet, you see, holy shit, I'm down like 40, 50%. Holy shit, the market's tanking, I'm going to sell. That's essentially what happened. So CoinMarketCap, thanks, and F you. So that'll do it for our talking points. Robin,
What's up?
would you like to do our skit first or our market analysis first?
Let's
I say let's end with market analysis.
on animal market analysis.
Let's just
Cool.
skip right now.
So we're just gonna warm up the room here for the market analysis. If you aren't familiar with the show, if it's your first time checking us out, we always encourage you to drop some stuff in the chat. We'd love to communicate with the community. If you're first time here, let us know as well. But if there's a project you want us to take a look at, if there's something you're interested in as far as an entry or exit position, or if it's a good long-term hold, let us know. Be glad to pull up the website or the charts and then talk about that as well. But we do have a new segment. It's called Blockchain Parlay.
Yes.
We're gonna have
about this one.
This is our pilot run on this. It sounds like it's something here to stay, but we'll come up with a cool graphic for this one as well. But if you're not familiar with what a parlay is, basically you're not taking one bet, but you're taking two, and you're putting the two together. You're correlating both of the options. So here, the parameters of this blockchain parlay is that me and David will pick two projects in the top 100. So two cryptocurrency projects in the top 100, and we follow the price from one Friday to the other. So basically, how the price moves in 7 days. Will my two parlay picks outperform David's two parlay picks, or vice versa?
They definitely won't. But
Really excited. So, David, I will give the floor to you. Let's see what two projects
you want to
the top 100.
Why don't you go first?
No. The floor is on you. What two projects in the top 100 are you backing? What are your two horses in this race?
Okay. So while I go first, do me a favor. Aaron dropped a question in the chat. Aaron, we will answer that question when we're done with this segment, my friend. Just, Rob, do me a favor, buddy. Jot it down so we can get back to that. So we can circle back. All right. Blockchain parlay. So what two, and this is top 100 projects, right, Robin?
Yes, they have to be in the top 100.
Okay. So what two top 100 projects do I think coupled together will produce a higher rate of return over the next 7 days than Robin's two shitty picks? So the first one I'm going to go with is Aave. Aave is one of my favorite projects out there. If you're not familiar with them, they're a lending and borrowing protocol, DeFi protocol on the Ethereum blockchain. So essentially, if you have cryptocurrency, you can borrow against it, or you can lend it out and earn interest that way. I believe that a $220 Aave is grossly undervalued. And
talking about in the next week?
In the next, 100%.
In the next week?
Yes.
What's the price? Pull up the chart.
$219. I literally just said it.
That's the price of it right now?
That's the price of it right now. Russell, welcome back. We're sorry you've been away
Russell?
too, but we're happy to have you. So I'm going to pull up the chart because I'm a numbers and a research guy. I'm not a hopium guy like Robin, who just throws bullshit predictions out there. And
I use vibes, sentiment, and community presence to make my decisions.
Okay, yeah. I'm on the stage now. So I'm looking at Aave's chart. I'm like, okay, let's zoom out and see where Aave's been. We are close to about the bottom here. Okay, so we have extremely strong support here, right around the $180 to $200 range. We are seeing tightening Bollinger Bands, which means we are getting into consolidation and we're getting ready for a big move. I think we're going to break past this $280.
I'm curious, are you supporting your information with charts? I mean, I like that, but are you going to do that with my picks, or are you just going to just laugh at them and then just not? Because I don't have the computer with the trading app.
But okay, but what
I'm saying is like,
okay, but it depends on what did you base your prediction? Like, why did you pick the coins you picked? That's the question.
But what I'm saying is that you guys supporting charts. I don't have a computer for charts.
Yeah, but
so,
I did this research at home.
I'm not saying I didn't do research.
Okay, so how about this? If you want to show a chart on the ones you pick, I will pull up the chart.
There we go.
For you.
That's all I want. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted, my dude. I didn't want you to have ammunition over there that I didn't have.
No, I'm just giving the reasons why I'm
Okay.
picking what I'm picking.
All
So again, Aave grossly undervalued. The technicals, in my opinion, say we are ready for a move up. So that's my number one. My number one leg on my parlay is Aave. Number 2, Robin, you'd be so happy to see this. It's your boy Matic. Polygon, $2.32. If you've seen the show, you know Robin and I are both big Polygon fans. If you're not familiar with Polygon, it is a layer 2 protocol on the Ethereum network. Matic is getting ready to introduce a new utility on January 18th with burning of Matic tokens. So it's going to take the Matic token away from the supply, kind of like Ethereum did with the EIP 1559 or the London hard fork, where some of the gas fees are burned. Same thing's coming to Matic. That coupled with this chart I'm looking at here, we are right around the 20-day moving average. I can see us pulling back closer to the $2.15, $2.20 range, but with the news and with the chart, I think we're going to get to right around here, right around $2.50, $2.60. So Matic and Aave is my pick for the blockchain parlay.
All right. Everybody in the chat, write that down. Definitely do not take that as financial advice because it's the wrong advice. That's right.
Okay.
Aave
and Matic. All right, Rob.
and Matic.
What was yours, my friend?
You know, I think it's very hard to pick a wrong project. I know David loves throwing out the word wrong, but it's hard to pick a wrong project in the top 100. I would say 95% of the projects in the top 100, maybe not 95, maybe 90. They all have solid fundamentals, good teams, good vision, tons of utility, big partnerships. There's a reason.
Wait.
They got there.
So what 2 coins are in the top 100 again? Doge.
That's why I said 90%. Did you not hear that?
Okay.
That means not all of them. Thank you. And so, what 2 coins? What 2 coins is your boy Big Rob gonna go with?
I already know.
I got a straight underdog.
Bitcoin and Ethereum. Boring ass.
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real here, and definitely gonna have to pick. I'm going with a long shot.
A long shot.
I'm going with your boy Ravencoin.
Ravencoin.
So Ravencoin, if you're not familiar with Ravencoin, let me tell you a little something here. When Ethereum 2.0 comes out, there's no more mining of Ethereum. So what are you going to mine? You got all these graphic cards sitting around. You got all these graphic cards sitting there. And what are you going to mine?
Not Ravencoin.
That's your only option, my dude. Yeah, if you got all those cards, you're going to mine Ravencoin. And what happens when people mine Ravencoin? They get rewarded in Raven, and then they sell it.
Yeah,
but
that
creates transaction and utility. That's not going to really do anything for the price in the short term, at least in the week. But Ravencoin sitting at 10 cents. I like where it's at as far as, I mean, for the day it pumped, but let's take a look at the 7-day real quick.
You want me to pull it? I took the laptop away. I'll put it back up for you.
Okay.
You want to look at the 7-day?
Yeah. As you see, it's got some room to grow there. I know the markets are a little down, but Ravencoin is up for the day. It's got a good head start. And it also, if you don't know too much about Ravencoin, they also let you tokenize or correlate real world items, like say, like a rewards card that you would have at like a department store, credit cards. Also, they can follow the price of gold and other assets, tradable assets. So they have a lot more real world integration versus other traditional layer ones. And it's proof of work. You know, everybody's proof of stake. Let's get some old proof of work guys in there. Anyways,
sucks.
I'm behind it.
Okay,
so,
what's your next one?
The next one. What is the next one? What am I going with there? You know what? There's this little project.
Here we go.
There's this project that we happened to do a deep dive on.
Oh, I thought it was something different.
And because we did a deep dive on this project, I got a lot of knowledge on it, and it opened my eyes to the possibilities and where this project is and where it could be. It's your boy Elron. E-Gold, baby. So E-Gold and Ravencoin, that is the winners of blockchain parlay, or at least will be declared winners next week. There's going to be some big movement. Elrond is a layer 1 solution that has fallen behind the pack of other pumping layer 1s. So Solana, Avalanche, Algorand,
Polkadot,
they all pumped. They all been moving. One little guy's been left behind, and I think a time is now. And going into this bullish end of January that I've been screaming at the top of my lungs about, I think Elrond is probably my favorite bet. My long shot is Ravencoin. My secure pump for the week is Elrond. Thank you.
You know what you should have done if you were smart? Is if you really thought Elrond was gonna kill it, but you weren't sure what else, you should have done Elrond and a stable coin. But you don't have that.
Stable coin is if you think the market is going to tank. I've been the one telling you that.
Hey, there might be one of these weeks where I do 2 stable coins.
I mean, you're basically going against the market if you did that.
Exactly.
And your stank attitude wouldn't surprise me if you did that, honestly.
So, Russell, we did talk about the SHIB, the CoinMarketCap SHIB issue there in our during our talking points. So, but basically in a nutshell, they put wormhole addresses. People were copying those addresses, and their money was being sent to a dead or a hacked wallet or whatever the case was, and they lost money. So, yeah. So don't use the CoinMarketCap, use CoinGecko, or just buy it on a centralized exchange. All right, we are moving on to our next segment and our last segment. So before we roll into the market analysis, make sure if there's anything you want us to look at, if there's any charts, what's a good entry point, what's a good exit point, we'd love to look it over with you guys. Put it in the chat.
We also want to know, what projects are you into? What projects have you bought into? What projects are you hodling?
Right. Let us know.
I want to know. We want to talk about it. We want to check it out. We don't want to be the only ones we don't want to be the only ones telling you, hey, this is what we picked up. Hey, we want to know what you're holding. We want to know what your portfolio looks like. And if it's a project we're not familiar with, or a project you want to know more about it, we would love to take a peek at it. So please let us know. Drop that in the chat. Let's roll it.
All right. So we're going to get right into the markets. So when I first pulled this up, right before we started, we were down, but we are currently up 1.78%. Total market cap of the crypto markets is $2.06 trillion. Bitcoin dominance is inching back up to 40%. Do you think, Robin, we'll ever see another 60-70% Bitcoin dominance market?
No. I think at the height of Bitcoin, it'll probably be just north of 50%. But the 60-70% that we had in the last bear market, which was in, I think, early 2018, those days are gone.
Yeah.
Before, it was very speculative. People did believe in Bitcoin, but there was so many new projects. There were all these ICOs, and if you think about it, in 2017 or early 2018, a lot of it was just speculation. None of this had actually come to fruition. So, like, we'll take Ethereum, for example, and even XRP. Two of the biggest projects in the last bull run, Ethereum and XRP. Ethereum had not even launched smart contracts yet. So it was just the idea. It was just people saying, hey, we're going to have this thing called smart contracts. They're really cool. Let you do all this stuff. You can borrow and do this. And it sounded really cool, but nobody really saw it in action. The same can be said with XRP. There were people sending people money from one to another. However, XRP wasn't fully functional with banks and institutions sending it in a constant payment rail. So now times have changed. And before it was like, this is speculative. Hopefully it works out. But now people see there is utility, there is community, there is people all using Ethereum all day long, and people buying NFTs, marketplaces, borrowing. And the same can be said for all of the other tokens. Or not all of them, but a lot of the tokens are being used today. So there's no reason to speculate that, oh, you know what, Bitcoin is all you need. Now people understand there's other markets. They have use cases. They're here to stay. And so Bitcoin's not going to have dominance anymore. And Bitcoin just doesn't do a lot. I mean, it's an amazing store of value. It's old technology that is efficient and runs perfectly for what it was designed for, a store of value and sending payment for one to another. It's been upgraded. There's layer 2s on it. It does a lot more than it did before, but there's new projects that are faster and better and cheaper, and those are the ones that are getting used. And so it's not going to hold the over 50% anymore. So
I agree. Let's get back into the market. ETH, little over 3,300, up 3.5% over the last 7 days. BNB, told you guys yesterday, I loaded up on BNB under 450. I think this is extremely undervalued. There is absolutely no reason the gap between Ethereum and BNB should be this high. I think at the very least, BNB should be at minimum half of the market cap of what Ethereum is. So extremely undervalued. At the peak of this or the next bull run, I definitely can see BNB getting to that $1,500 to $2,000 mark per coin. Solana starting to piss me off. I liquidated all my Solana holdings and I put it into BNB and some other projects until they can get their network issues solved for good. I am not a believer in Solana. And then we have Cardano. Moving slow, but be patient. Again, we talk about this all the time. XRP up less than 1%. Then we have rounding out the top 10, Polkadot. So right at $27. Now, some Polkadot news. They just completed the 7th parachain auction, and the winner was Composable Finance. They are known for cross-chain and cross-layer infrastructure. So parachains are live on Polkadot, which is the last part of the roadmap and extremely important, obviously, to their utility. So if you have any Polkadot, or you're planning on holding any Polkadot, drop a like emoji. Don't say like. Don't type it out. Go to the emoji, Chef Murdo, I'm talking to you, and put the like emoji in there, okay? And then Doge. Doge pumped 13% today, obviously off the news that Tesla was going to accept Dogecoin for their merchandise on their website. Let's look at the Doge chart here. I'm kind of curious what it's going to look like. Again, if there's a project you guys want us to look at, whether it's the charts, whether it's figuring out what the hell it is, let us know. We'd love to look it over for you and with you. If this trading view would hurry up and open up. Also, if you guys look at charts, I highly recommend TradingView. They're absolutely phenomenal. So many different things you can customize and do on their website and their app. So I got Doge pulled up here. So you can see we are getting close to overbought territory. So if you are looking into getting into Doge, now is not the best time to get in. Always remember, my friends, if you're not sure, ask yourself this question. Is this a train that is going 100 miles an hour? If the answer is yes, then ask the next question. Would I get on this train now, or would I wait for it to make the next stop? And then you decide at that point if you're going to put money in the project or not. Never buy the top.
Would you get on a train going 100 miles an hour the other direction in reverse? Basically, it's straight tanking.
I guess I would. You would look. So here's the thing, right? If you look at charts in your technical analysis, you would find the next level of strong support, and then maybe buy in that zone. Or if it's literally broken the strongest level of support and it's in a negative price discovery, then I'd probably wait. Probably wait till it starts stabilizing. Maybe go to like the 1 or the 4 hour chart instead of the day and see if there's any consolidation happening there. But yeah, it works. That analogy works either way. So yeah, Doge broke over the top Bollinger Band. Again, not something I would recommend getting into now. Another chart I have pulled up here for you guys is Litecoin. If you watch the show, you know I hate Litecoin, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't. If I saw a buying opportunity to swing trade or spot trade, I wouldn't do it. In my opinion, this is getting ready to be a good time to enter into Litecoin. We are close to pretty much the strong level of support, right around 125 to 130. And again, I talk about this all the time. Bollinger Bands, they are converging. So tighter Bollinger Bands means it's in consolidation, and typically Usually 90% of the time, Chef Murder put a thumbs down. Usually 90% of the time, it will make a big price movement. Now, whether that's to the upside or downside remains to be seen. And then finally, our boy, Bitcoin, looking at the 4-hour chart. I was kind of explaining this for you guys. So we are trading right around the 20-day moving average. Nice big green candle here. But typically, if you see this candle right here, my friends, this one where it looks like a cross, that is the poster child for uncertainty in the market. So traders don't know if the bulls have control over the market, the bears have control. No one knows. So uncertain times. And we do see, again, Bollinger Bands are starting to converge. They are getting closer together, which typically is a precursor to a big move to the upside or downside. Robin, what would you think? Do you think this is going to make a big move to the upside or downside?
What you think I'm going to say, player?
Downside.
Upside, baby.
Yeah. So, curious. Anyways, that's all I got. Was there any what about Cocos? Litecoin thumbs down. Yeah, I'm not a big Litecoin fan, but again, there's an arbitrage opportunity to make money on
Cocos. Is that a crypto project?
Probably. Not sure. Wasn't there another project someone wanted us to look at that I asked you to write down? Did you listen to me and write it down like I asked you to?
He referenced. Is there a big difference between buying Dogecoin actual versus Binance Peg Dogecoin?
Binance Peg Dogecoin.
I'm not familiar with Binance Peg Dogecoin. Probably. If it tracks the price of the asset, essentially it doesn't make any difference if you're going to keep it on the exchange. Just think of like a wrap token, for example. So it sounds like if it's Binance Peg Dogecoin, it's just the price pegged to Dogecoin, which basically means they don't actually track the price. They actually don't offer Dogecoin. Well, I know they offer Dogecoin. So doesn't Binance have Dogecoin on their platform?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure. But if it's pegged to the price of Dogecoin, then it really doesn't matter which one you hold.
Yeah.
But just be aware, there are a lot of scams. Binance has vetted all their projects that are listed there, so it's not like they have any scams on theirs. But I would be careful with that, actually. Make sure you're actually logged into Binance. Yeah. And because you might be logged into like a fake Binance or something.
Not something that I personally have heard. So,
Binance Peg Dogecoin.
And I look at this stuff all day long.
I use Binance quite frequently. I haven't seen that before. I use Binance.us. So,
what wasn't there another project someone asked us to look at?
I didn't see any.
No.
Yeah. So is Cocos? Did you look that up?
Yeah. So so Russell, if you're still in here, are you talking about Cocos, the crypto project, or is that
the cereal?
That's
Cocoa
Puffs.
Krispies.
Yeah, but there is a project called Cocos. They have a Cocoa Swap and a token as well. It's actually
Are you more Fruity Pebbles or more Cocoa Krispies?
Cocoa Krispies. Ooh, Cocoa Krispies. I'm a chocolate guy. I like chocolate.
Cocoa Krispies over Fruity Pebbles?
Yeah.
Bro, Fruity Pebbles is my jam, man.
Okay, so let's get back to cryptocurrency. We're not a Miller Post or whatever the name of that company is, but
Miller Post.
This is Cocos. It's right outside the top 500. It's got a market cap of 71 million, so pretty small cap project.
Does it have any liquidity?
Let's check.
Top 500 is not too bad.
Oh, Binance Gate. That's a good start.
What was that bottom exchange?
Mandala.
Oh no, never mind.
Mandala.
Something else.
No. So not really familiar with this project personally.
It has liquidity. It has a liquidity. I mean, Gate.io is one of the largest exchanges in the world. Binance, obviously, the largest. So, well, it has a pretty good liquidity. So it could pump. The volume looks pretty decent. Did you click on the website?
Chart.
See what it does?
Looking at the chart first. Ooh, it did reach $6.50. So, wow, look at this.
See what the token does.
Okay.
Check out the website. What did you find, project. Russell? What is this? What is this, Cocos? The internet's been doo-doo today.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar with Vegas, we literally have one internet provider, and if they go down, we're all fucked. So bear with us here. The ultimate GameFi enabler. Coco's BCX aims to bridge more creators in the crypto world via GameFi, incubation, investment, distribution, IGO, and community, bringing high-quality GameFi projects for community users constantly. So, yeah. Let's look at their mystery box. Look at their marketplace. Coming soon. So, I'm assuming this is a fairly new project. What's a mystery box? Ooh. That's a cool looking mystery box. Anyways, Flux have a chance to be mining replacement for ETH 2.0. You know what? I was actually someone else had mentioned Flux to me.
Yeah.
One of my old high school friends, ranked 122 on the market cap. So
a lot of buzz on that. We should actually look at. You know what? We should probably do a deep dive on this one.
On Flux?
Yeah.
Yeah. Typically, we don't do deep dives outside the top 100 usually, but if a project warrants it, or if it's got enough eyes on it, then we'll definitely do something. But yeah, let's look at the Flux chart. Let's see what that looks like. Well, this is actually. So this might not be a bad time to get in if you're looking into Flux. So Stereo 2, do you own any Flux? Are you looking to buy Flux? What's your scenario here, my friend? I'm kind of curious. This actually might be a project I might look into buying. So, but anyways, I think we're done.
That's it?
Yeah, I think we're done. Running a node become cheaper too. That's awesome. Robin, anything else you want to add before we sign off?
It's we're coming into the weekend, so we're not going to see you for 3 days.
We're gonna miss you guys.
I'm already sad.
I'm so sad.
And but we do have a remedy for you. It's called a deep dive.
Yes.
Elron versus Ethereum. It goes live at 1 p.m. So in T minus 30 minutes, you can see our faces yet again. When I say faces, I mean only David, because I'm not actually featured on it. I just do the back end work. But anyways, I do want to give a shout out to all the viewers that were typing away in the chat.
Yes.
We do appreciate it. The community here is growing. I like to give a personal shout out. We're gonna name drop here. Russell, thank you for watching. Sean, thank you for watching. Stereo 2, thank you for watching.
Aaron.
DFib, if you watch this post fact, where were you at today? And what else? Who else we got?
We got Aaron was in here today.
Aaron, thank you.
So here's what you guys got to remember, right? So we love communicating with you during our lives. That's one of the main reasons we decided to do a live show. But you got to remember, as we grow and we get more people in, we won't be able to answer all the questions and give all the feedback or take the feedback from you guys. So just keep that in mind while we're still kind of small and growing. Take advantage of it, because when the time comes when there's 5, 6, 7, 10, 20,000 people in the chat, there's only going to be so many comments that we're able to comment on and take into and look at projects. I'm not pooping. I'm just saying.
You poo-pooing.
If you're here,
why are you
thank
poo-pooing?
you. We love you, and just take advantage of it now, because as we grow and you guys are going to grow with us.
That's like him telling his girlfriend, be like, look, when you get older, you ain't gonna get as much love from me. When you get older and your titties start sagging, you ain't gonna get so much love from me. Like, that's cold, bro. You gotta love your community from start to finish.
I've said it multiple times.
You're wrong for that.
The people that were here in the beginning, we will never forget you guys.
He literally just said he's gonna ignore you when he gets 10,000 views.
I'm gonna ignore you. I'm just gonna say it's gonna be harder to go over every project that you guys. Anyways, let's roll the outro. On behalf of myself and Robin, we wanted to thank you guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much for coming into our live.
I love you guys.
No,
and David loves you right now, but who knows how long that'll last.
Robin loves himself. So if I don't say we love you guys, he would never say it.
The only reason I love the community is because they love me. And if I love myself, we share the same interest.
You guys,
we're together here, guys.
You guys see what I'm saying? I got 2 shout outs to let me know. We love all of you equally. Anyways, we'll see you guys Monday. Make sure you stay tuned. 27 minutes, the deep dive on Elron versus Ethereum will be live. With that being said, we'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Peace.
All right.
So